What's the fastest way to get rich nowadays? Non-fungible token artworks might work for some, but huge fortunes are also being made in the more humdrum business of used cars. This particular British startup began selling second-hand cars online in December of 2019. It handed over just 12,000 vehicles last year, and its gross profit margin, the money left over after deducting the cost of acquiring the vehicles and preparing them for sale, was negative 2%. Yet, the deal it announced last month to go public by merging with Ajax, a special purpose acquisition company, oh yes, that's right, a SPAC, values it at, guess what, $7 billion. How does that work? Well, I don't know. You tell me. Here you can see the numbers behind this, as I always like to reiterate the point. When we have articles, when we have opinions, we always want to back them up with the data. We always want to show the statistics themselves. Okay, always. It's extremely, extremely important. United States total vehicle sales. Take a look at where this has been over the last year. It accelerated after April 2020, and afterwards, this really rocketed higher. There's more than one reason for this, but it isn't stopping. That's the point. Take a look at the price of oil. As I record this video, it might be a little different by the time you're seeing it, but you are looking at WTI crude sitting at just under $62 a barrel. It has remained elevated from the position it was at, and who knows where it could go. Here's the US crude oil imports. This has been fluctuating around, but just wanted to note this really quickly. So according to somebody with a lot of skin in the game, we're talking about the chief executive of Holiday Inn and actually the owner, the Intercontinental Hotels, travel and tourism will begin to bounce back by the second half of 2021. So they say. If a market is open for travel, we are seeing surges in leisure demand. Talking to airline CEOs and seeing our industry data, you're seeing rapid demand for luxury resorts, for normal resorts, hotels, and leisure destinations too. It will clearly be a leisure-led recovery underpinned by essential business travel. Who knows what's going to happen, but I think this is really key to watch, not just as an investor, but individuals as well. Because I think that, you're going to see the countries open up. And as soon as the borders open up, you're going to have people that rush to them. But it's after that point, I think. So if there's an initial surge, who knows where it will be? If this starts to just go sideways for a while, it's not going to have the same impact, but we need to see consistent growth in these different sectors that are really hurting right now. The airlines, the cruise lines, the hotels, tourism, and so on. Very important, employs a lot of people. We could learn a lot by using the Google search trends. That tells you what the mentality behind people are. You can see some funny stuff on there, but it is important to use it in, to get to the mentality behind the investor, but also just the average person and what they're thinking, what they're doing, and so on. In the first week of April, U.S. search interest in the phrase, quote, "When is the housing market going to crash?" jumped 50% compared to the previous month. It is now more popular than any time since 2004. The search terms, "should I buy a house?" and "sell my house," also reached a record. And this comes at a time in which people are simply curious. They are wondering, how long is it going to last? That's really the quote here. And I think it's important, a question that many people have been wondering, all underpinned by extremely low interest rates. And as long as those interest rates remain low, people have the confidence to continue buying. Some people today are suffering like they have never had before, and others are rolling in the dough. A house just rented in the Hamptons for $2 million for the summer. So I don't know exactly who this could be, but I think they probably bought a lot of Bitcoin or something, because oh my goodness, that is a lot of money for a summer house. Robotics and automation continue to grow, and this happens to be Amazon's automated checkout is coming to full-size supermarkets. I think you should check out the article just to see what it's all about if you've never seen this. Even right here, you could see this. You can actually ask Alexa, and basically what it says is things like, Alexa, where can I find the almond butter? What wine pairs with cheddar, and so on. So no longer do you have to ask a human being. No, you can ask the computer, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to know. This is changing the game. Of course, this is probably going to be very good for their profits, but I'm just thinking about all of the jobs in these retail locations that will likely be eliminated.